Indeed, greetings unto you, my beloved and holy friend. Thank you so much for joining me again on another video. I really do appreciate your presence. If you enjoy what it is I'm doing here, do consider liking, consider subscribing, and do leave a comment. I try and answer every single one of them. Let's go live. So, I'm doing a little bit of an experiment, mostly for myself. So I've been having like weird issues with streaming on the r/the U show, and they removed one of my streams and then suggested that I stream on r/distance socializing. So today I'm trying that. Let's see, like I tried it before, but I'm trying to see if it's gonna actually make a difference. But that's not my intent for today's stream. My intent for today's stream is forgiveness again. Like I've been thinking about forgiveness a lot, so I want to read a few of these actually. Forgiveness is the releasing the perception you have projected. Forgiveness is an essential key for healing. The opposite of forgiveness is judgment, and judgment creates separation within us. And like I'm reading these few as like almost a runner-up to this one, because this one is the one that I feel has some power. So, discipline to cultivate a way of living in which you observe your own thoughts, in which you are listening to the words that are coming out of your mouth, in which you observe the feelings that are evoked within your body, and to see these things as innocent and simply self-created. Damn. That's a lot of words, so I'm gonna say it again because I feel like all of these things are things worth saying out loud. So, discipline to cultivate a way of living in which you observe your own thoughts, in which you are listening to the words that are coming out of your mouth, in which you observe the feelings that are evoked within your body, and to see these things as innocent and simply self-created. Damn. I've been practicing awareness in my situations lately. Like I feel like I'm doing it more and more and more and more, and I don't know if it's possible, but I feel like eventually we'll reach a point where I won't be able to do anything without having an intention for it. And I feel that is exactly what I'm striving towards as well. Being able to have an intention and a reason for doing literally whatever it is I'm doing. And I think the power really comes from actually allowing ourselves these just ultra aware experiences, like literally. And I feel it's weird. The closer I get to streaming, the more aware I become as well. So like the the last bit, so I meditate from about 2 p.m. Up until like for 33 minutes. And like today I opened my eyes when my alarm went off, and it was 44 minutes past 2, so 1444. And I was like, okay, today's gonna be a good day. Like I feel like I meditated, and as soon as I stopped meditating, I got like a sign of synchronicity. And like I don't know if you friends are commenting, but none of the comments are coming through. If you are, there we go. Now the comments are coming through. Okay, so anyway, so like that was my first almost, call to becoming present. So I'm like, okay, I know I'm supposed to be present. So I go directly after that. I go and have my shower. It's especially cold this like day, and like I'm kind of dreading the idea of showering, and I put on some side trance, and I stand in the shower and I look at that like cold knob. So the warm water in my room is not even working. So even if I wanted to, I couldn't shower warm if I wanted to. So I've been showering cold with an intention, and that intention is to become aware completely. And you're so aware if you're showering cold. So like as the drop hits, I'm like, I open it up fully, I stand in the cold water, and I just let myself feel, completely let myself feel and observe the thoughts that come into my being and the feelings that come into my being as a result of that. And I go through the whole process of showering. I finish up my shower, And like I've been doing something lately that they call I've not been doing it, I've been drinking it technically, something they call spirit water. So basically you put a bunch of crystals in your water, you talk to your water as well. It's kind of weird, like little bit weird. Like I'm not doing it uh, too openly, if you will. Like I'm doing it in secret, almost like I'm doing something wrong, which I'm not. I'm not doing anything wrong, but I'm doing it a little bit secretively. And I'm like literally even this bottle of water. So yesterday I had two little like rocks in it. I don't know if you can see. Today I have three. So I'm going to probably keep adding little rocks to this bottle of water, because this is also my streaming water, so like my spirit water for this stream. And I like literally just tell the water, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you. And now I'm drinking this loved water. And it was so surreal because I have another bottle in my room that is like a steel container, and it has like my chonker crystals in it. And I put a like a one quartz crystal and one. If Toasty was here, he would be able to help me. What is it called again? Mmm, Tourmaline? I think it's tourmaline. It's called tourmaline. Like those black crystals with the straight lines. And the quartz crystal that I used is one that has these tiny little quartz crystals on the outside of it. So it's like very rough. So I feel like it has more inoculation points for, you know, positive energy and positive vibes. And I basically like last night I went and I manifested into this water. I love you. I am imbuing you with the power to evolve my DNA. Da 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 da. Went through all of these like, you know, motions. And when I like took a sip of this water when I got back from my meditation, it was crackling. Like no jokes. It was making crackling sounds. Like I brought it up to my ear and it sounded like it was carbonated. It was surreal. And with drinking this water, I feel like, yeah, just becoming aware, you know, more and more aware of every single thing that it is I'm doing. And I hope, I honestly hope that I can live my entire life this way, to do everything, every single thing with an intention. Be it the every single step that I take. What is my intention? Where is it I'm going? What is it I'm like, you know, heading towards? It's yeah, we're becoming more and more powerful. Hey Justin, and Mel, my schedule has allowed me to tune in for a bit. The universe must want me to watch today. Good stuff. Thank you for tuning in today, Justin. I always appreciate your presence, my friend. You may have touched on this, but I wonder if ancient civilizations use crystals in their water as well. I'm really curious, man. I'm really, really curious about that, and I would not be surprised. Like, I feel at the moment it's like pseudoscience, like, oh, you're a hippie with your rocks, and like I was never one. Like I am a hippie, don't get me wrong, but I am like a little bit of a scientific based hippie. I try to understand things. Like my fascination for crystals come from the chemical structures that lie underneath the reason they are shaped the way that they are shaped. And like when people, like at festivals especially, they would have these you know, extravagant, you know, stories about this crystal does this for them and this crystal does that for them, and then they will, you know, use these crystals and they would heal you with them. And I was like a big skeptic, and I still kind of am a little bit skeptical, and I was like, I'm not too sure about all of that. And now that I'm doing this like crystals in my water thing, so the reason I'm doing this as well, and I did touch on this a little bit earlier, the reason I'm doing this is because they recently discovered that water has the capacity to retain information. And they've done a lot of studies where by the way that you talk to your water. So like I'm gonna tell you about this study again. 3 containers, all of them have ricin, they're topped up with water. 1 container, positive words. 1 container, negative words. 1 container, indifference. Positive word container started fermenting and creating alcohol from the rice. Negative words container like was completely inert and dead and like brown or black. And the in different container had like mold growing over it. So it was like dead, and it was, open to parasites, if you will. And it's like, how can you ignore information like that? Like how, like we're drinking so much water that is just like being recirculated in our cities, water that we'd never know where it comes from as well. Like fortunately, I'm very, very happy to actually know that the water I'm drinking is coming from the very soil that I'm walking on. And it's it's crazy to me because we are water. Like we're literally water. So if an extension, if I can extrapolate a little bit of this information, if just a bowl of rice or a little jar of rice can be affected with the energy that you put into the water that it resides in, we are like 70% water. So we can do the same thing, right? The things that we tell ourselves, the things that we tell each other, is literally creating a vibrational frequency within inside of us that induces or takes away life. And that trips me out. It blows my mind. Like how is this a thing that we not not practicing, something that we're not, actively engaging in, or something that's being done more research on? I feel like this is something that it's very important. Is it just me? Is it just me thinking this? Like, we are water, right? Technically, we're majority water. And if you look at the surface of our planet, it's also majority water. And if you want to go back even further, we were probably living in water. Like, the reason our eyes were able to form the way that they were is because we were water creatures. And then we emerged on land and became the things that we are today. So we even came from the water. There are theories that we might have, spawned on land as well, but let's entertain the idea that we came from water. So it like goes back even to the very roots of our existence, like literally where our DNA, and we share DNA with everything. Like it's crazy. Everything that's alive on this planet has DNA instruction sets that allows it to be what it is, and we are part of that instruction set. Ooh, we need to respect our water. I've not even set an intention for this water. I feel like I'm too hyped right now, a little bit too hyped. Hey divine friend, hey you merman, thank you for being here with us, my friend. Where are you from? You sound South African. You are right on the spot, on the target. I'm not sure. You are right, my friend. Perfectly right. I am South African. Hello, all you lovelies. Hello, Lazy B. Welcome, my friend. Thank you for being here with us. Cool shirt. Thank you. I also like this shirt, actually. This is my favorite one of the ones that I got. It's yeah, it's a vibe on its own. It's already been a stressful morning, cried once from frustration, and had to meditate early to relax. That sounds fantastic to me, my friend. I feel crying is not something that should be like frowned upon. I think especially in today's society with men, we're kind of discouraged to cry, and when we see someone crying, especially seeing another man cry, people don't really know what we're supposed to do, right? We're like, kind of this awkward situation we put ourselves in. And I feel allowing ourselves to cry as well just gives us so much release, and literally like a physical body sensation of allowing ourselves to release these painful sensations that we carry with us. And it's okay, my friend. It is okay to cry. It is fantastic that you decided to meditate a little bit just to relax. Maybe that was exactly what you were supposed to do. Maybe that's what prompted you to meditate. I've been really getting into meditation as well, like spending more than an hour a day meditating, basically. And I feel like the more I meditate, the more I realize how much I need to meditate if I want to actually, achieve or reach the point that I'm trying to reach. And it sometimes makes me feel very small, very, very small. I'm like, man, I'm just like trying to grasp at this, infinitude of source that I have access to, and yet my it's like a radio dial. You have to like get it just right sometimes. Like if you just turn it and there's like static all around. But then if you turn it just right, you tune into that exact, channel that you're trying to listen to. I feel like it's the exact same thing with meditation, and it's difficult. Like, it's difficult to get that knob to get really tuned in. And I feel the more we practice, the better we get at it. We gain finesse, if you will. Sorry to hear, Lazy B. Hope your day is going better. I'm sure our friends' day will go better. Um, it will. College is stressful. College is stressful, my friend. Very much so. My brother actually went back to college yesterday. Uh, like he's been off for about almost 3 months that he was just like kind of chilling, and he had to go back to university now. He's living in the hostel as well. Part of the reason he went back to the hostel is so that he has a little bit less of distractions, so that he can go to the gym again. All of these things. I'm so proud of him. I love him so much. Like, I was supposed to go and study as well. Chemical engineering, interestingly enough. But I didn't want to. I realized that that wasn't going to bring me happiness. Because I feel if I actually went and studied, I would have probably forced myself for the rest of my life. Because I'm such a committed person when it comes to whatever it is I'm trying to do. If I went and studied, I'd be like, bruh, you have this degree, you have to go and work in this field. And I would have. I would have forced myself into whatever field or whatever position it is I needed to be in to actually utilize what I've learned. And I've like kind of took the liberty and still went into the chemical direction and actually learned a lot about chemistry. But I feel I would have hurt myself, and I can see my brother. He is not like me in that way. He has I think a little bit more of a broad focus, if that makes any sense. He he's working hard. He's very loyal to what it is he's doing. He's studying mechanical engineering, which is a difficult degree to get. Man, like just watching the amount of math he has to do kind of breaks me. I love him so much, and I'm so proud of him, and I'm sending him positive energy right now because I know he's probably being bombarded by lectures, hours and hours of lectures. So I'm sending you love, my booty. uh, Meditation is helping me a ton. I'm happy that it's helping for you as well, merman. Meditation is something that is so underrated, and like it was weird as well. I don't know if you noticed, but our grass is cut. Yay! Our grass is cut. Like our hello kids. Our grass, our grass cutter. Well, that's what we call it in Afrikaans. Grasnyer. Our lawnmower is fixed again, and like the tree I went to meditate under. Hi, kids. Cat is rubbing his head. Can you see him? You can. He's passing behind me now. You can see a little tail. Yeah, he was parking the grass, the lawnmower underneath the tree, and I went and I sat and I meditated, and I kind of observed myself from the point of him, like Alex, and I was like watching myself through his eyes, sitting underneath this tree, closed eyes, postured, and it was weird to me. I was like, why am I doing that? And I feel like that is something that's very common as well. Like people don't understand meditation, and they don't really, I think, practice it effectively, or they think of it as like something that, is a waste of time, or something that is pseudoscience. But there's been so many studies done, studies done on meditation, increasing the telomeres in our DNA, studies done on it dropping our heart rate variability, meaning we gain willpower, studies done showing that it gives people lower blood pressure. Like there's so many studies these days coming out that is like, clearly like, yep, meditation is good for you. And yet still people are so reluctant. So reluctant. My family especially. Like I love them so much. And I feel like meditation is something that could be infinitely beneficial. And yet, people, my family included, don't want to. They're like, no. They refuse to even. They're like, I won't meditate. And why is that? Like, it's obviously the way that it's supposed to be. Like, I mean, if it wasn't that way, then everything wouldn't be the way that it is, right? So I understand that it's supposed to be this way. I'm just trying to understand why people have this resistance to meditation. Do any of you friends have resistance? Like, I'm saying resistance with intent as well, because resistance is this feeling that comes up inside of ourselves when we want to do something that we know is good for us, but when we don't, right? Like, exercise is good for you, but standing up or getting up in the morning and going to the gym, that is something that's difficult to do. Like, you have a lot of resistance. As soon as you're at the gym and you're exercising, you're like, this is great. Why did I ever, consider not doing this? But before you get there, when you're like laying in your bed, knowing you have to get up and go to the gym, then you have like tons and tons of resistance. Man, I'm speaking myself out of breath. And like, there's this resistance to meditation as well. Like, people have this resistance, like, no, I don't want to do this, or like, I'm not gonna try it. Like, why? Do any of you have resistance, my friends? I'm really curious. Please do tell me. 70% water. Yes, my friend. Meditation allowed me to calm down the first time before freaking out like I did the second time. What? Meditation allowed me to calm down the first time before freaking out like I did the second time. Why don't I understand what you mean, friend? So, it allowed you to calm down the first time you felt like you were going to freak out, but then you freaked out the second time? Or did it allow you to calm down the second time because you freaked out the first time? I'm guessing that's what you mean. Maybe I'm just Dahoy. Nah, aliens created us. We are alien seed. Okay, those can be very true. I don't know. I don't know anything. I would love to actually know if that was the truth. I would also love to meet our alien brethren. Man, imagine the conversations you can have with another species. We would have to speak the same language, though. I guess when we bridge the, human language gap, when we don't have to make sounds of our faces anymore, that's probably when we're going to be able to communicate with aliens. Brain computer interfaces is probably going to be the way to do that. Man, that really makes me think now, actually. So, if an alien, growing up on his planet with his own language, with their own programming language, I'm also curious if, like, alien computers will use binaries as well. It probably will, right? And off and on. Like, it's the most simple. It's probably the exact way that it works on our aliens. So I think that's probably how we'll be able to communicate with aliens. If we were to ever meet them, it would be by binary, or at least some sort of computer interface between each other. At least that's my opinion. That's what I think. Good morning, everyone. Hey, Tramp. Welcome, my friend. Thank you for being here with us. Where are you from? I'm from South Africa, friend. I've never said this before, but your vest is incredibly cool. Thank you, my friend, but I'm not wearing a vest. I'm wearing not a t-shirt, button-up shirt, and pashmina. But thank you nonetheless, my friend. Thank you so much. I'm getting kind of thirsty, so I want to set an intention for this water. So what I've been thinking this whole time is I've been leaving my water, not drinking it, knowing that I will only drink it after I set an intention for it. So that was my intention for leaving it. But also I was aware that I was going to talk about positive things. And these positive things, I'm creating vibrational frequencies with my voice. These vibrational frequencies are being caught by the water. And this water is absorbing the vibrational frequencies that I'm putting out into this universe, right? You understand? Like, that's my intent for this water now. Like, before having an intent for it now. Like, am I making sense? I hope so. So, what is my intent for drinking this water today? Obviously, I need to be hydrated. That is why I'm drinking water first and foremost. But do I have higher dimensional intentions for this water? Hmm. Hmm. So my intention for today's stream is to talk about forgiveness as well. Even though I feel I've already said my bit about forgiveness and what I felt about forgiveness. So I don't feel that will be the right intention for this glass of water. But I do feel, maybe evolution. Yeah, yeah. Evolution. Evolution isn't what's driving intelligence. Intelligence is what's driving evolution. Hmm. If you thought about that. So, to evolution, my friends. Hmm. That is some nice evolution. Good morning, beautiful friends. Unfortunately, I'm tuning in on mute, but amazing to see you all here. Thank you, Kiwi. Like, if you can't hear me, I think you can understand that at least. Mm. Are you Afrikaans? Ek is Afrikaans actually. Dis my eerste taal. Dis die taal wat ek kan praat, maar Engels is wat ek deesdae praat. Ek voel ek kan beter Engels praat as wat ek Afrikaans kan praat amper so. I basically said I am Afrikaans. Afrikaans is my native language, but I feel I can articulate better in English than I can in Afrikaans these days. Good morning, Kiwi. Yes, thank you so much for greeting Kiwi as well. Did a quick search. The ancient Mayans did use zeolite and crystalline quartz to filter their water. It helped protect against cyanobacteria and also clarified it. It was more than 2,000 years ago. You see what I mean, Justin? I didn't know that. But now I do, and now it makes even more sense to me. Like obviously the Mayans didn't have everything figured out. They were they were like part of the civilizations that were into sun worship. And like sure, our sun is absolutely amazing, but we know now that it's a ball of burning gas, like hydrogen and helium being nuclear fused and then creating all of that energy. And yes, obviously without the sun we would not be, because the sun is what's giving our like our planet the energy to create all of this. Technically, we're all living off of the sun. Like the very food we eat is produced by sunlight as well. So, yeah, the Mayans definitely did understand a few things about the sun, but it seems they understood a few things about the Earth as well and the crystals that reside here. So, zeolite. I'm kind of curious about zeolite now. I don't know, like, I'm reading the word zeolite, but I don't exactly see what it looks like in my mind. Crystalline quartz, however, is what I have in my water. I have a piece of quartz as well. Piece of quartz that came from the farm, like it was just on the ground in this bottle as well. So, two crystalline quartz, I guess. Man, I'm like, I want to go and do some more research on this now. Actually, it's fascinating me. Hey yo, good morning, people. Good morning, Dan. Welcome, my friend. Thank you for being here with us. I hope you're well, my friend. I hope you're feeling well. It's Tuesday, so like your weekend of like being ultra productive, tons of music. I hope that it's still continuing into the week. If you have time to, that's the other thing as well. Do let me know, friend. I'm like angsty about your job situation. Like I want to know more, dude. I want things to happen, but I also know that you know that these things are only going to maybe happen like in June, July. So I'm gonna be calm. I'm gonna be patient with you, Dan. Other than weekends, I'll be missing so many live sessions because of my time change. Thankfully, I know uh, where to recharge my mind and heart. Thank you, Kiwi. Like all of them are on YouTube as well. So if you absolutely need to tune in, I'll be there for you as well, my friend. Or I'll be here for you, right? Right? Technically, I'll just be right here when you need it, friend. And I look forward to seeing you then as well. I think people resist because it's the opposite of exercise. Not moving instead of moving for health is counterintuitive. Very, Very intuitive of you as well to say that, actually, my friend. I kind of feel it. Maybe that is why. Evolution. Maybe that is why people have a reluctance to. But it's. I feel like one of the things as well that is like almost like a symptom of our society is that we have so much to distract ourselves with. Like, there is always an infinite feed of content on 9gag, Reddit, Instagram, Facebook, wherever you want to go to find infinite feeds of content, you'll be able to. And I feel like we're more and more becoming very prone to falling into those consumption habits. And this is something that I'm a victim of as well. No, absolutely not. I just said the word, I'm a victim. No, I am not a victim. Everything is self-created. I induce feelings inside of myself where I want to scroll endless feeds of content sometimes. But that is not me being a victim to it. But I feel it's something that you can get very used to, and the more you do it, the better you get at it as well, literally. So, like, it's easier to do that, to do something, to do anything instead of to do nothing. Hey, se kids. Cat is talking to me. What's a kids? Uh-huh. Vertel vir my meer. Oh, okay. And dan? He wants me to touch him. Man, he's being very cute. No, I don't want to get my hands dirty. He has so much dust. He's a farm cat, so like one stroke, and I'm also allergic to cats as well. I should probably mention that. But yeah, like one stroke and my hands are dirty and full of hair, and I'll start like in a sneezing fit. Yeah, just it's easier to do something rather than do nothing. And I feel like it's like meditation is actually difficult. Like doing meditation, like at least properly meditating, is something that's difficult because you have to kind of focus on not focusing or focus on doing nothing, which is also again counterintuitive. Thank you for your input, my friend. I have resistance for waking up in the morning. Me too, sometimes, Javan. That damn snooze button. Like, it comes down to the laws of our universe as well, Javan, so don't feel too bad about it. An object at rest wants to stay at rest. An object in motion wants to stay in motion. That's why it's so difficult sometimes to go to sleep, because you're already in the motion, going through the motions of your day, and then you're trying to like stop this motion. And then after you've gotten to like a standstill in your sleep, now you're trying to get yourself into motion again. So it's literally you fighting the very laws of this universe. So don't feel too bad. You are still getting up every single morning. So cheers to that, Jovan, to evolution. Top of the morning to your friends. Are you a Jacksepticeye fan as well, Jovan? Now I'm curious. The way to communicate with aliens is math. Math is the only universal language. Okay. So I understand what you're saying, Dan, and I do agree with you. I agree with you that we'll be able to communicate on a very fundamental basis to be able to share at least technologically advancement ideas, if that makes any sense. But how do you communicate love through math? Can you? Is love a function of math as well? Hmm. Hmm? I'm kind of curious. I don't know if you can. Can you? Someone please tell me, because I would love to actually know how. I've been setting my alarm 30 minutes earlier so I can snooze a couple of times and still be on time, lol. Stonks. Yeah, do that, my friend. And as I said, stonks, thank you, Yash, for the stonks rising. I appreciate it, my friend. Fam, just drink the water. No, I'm not gonna just drink the water because I've been just drinking the water my entire life. So now, since I've been setting intentions for everything, I've been setting intentions for my water as well. So, I love you, water. I love you. Evolving. Every single day we're evolving, my friends. Our DNA is like 5% expressed, right? I don't know if you know this. Like, they have sequenced our genome, and they basically discovered that we have 95% junk DNA, is what they call it. So it's just DNA that is not being expressed into our bodies. And we know now that we can literally express into chickens teeth, because they're descendants of dinosaurs. So you can tinker with their DNA, find the DNA that is responsible for the expression of teeth, and you can activate those genomes inside of that chicken, and that chicken grows teeth. You understand what I'm trying to get at? We have the capacity to do that within inside of ourselves. Like, I think just knowing about DNA and actively and consciously and aware, being not awarely, consciously being aware of our capacity to create, we can change our DNAs, my friend. At least that's what I honestly believe. And like, let's see if that's true. I'm going to be manifesting the evolution of DNA for as long as I live. Let's see if it changes me, friends. I hope that it does. Doing experiments on the self, right? What is your main problem with the world in your? What is the main problem with your world in your opinion? Uh, Power, friend. People want power. So accumulation of large amounts of like money, that is a feeling of power. Like hurting someone, that is a feeling of power. So like if you wanna, and these like wants for power is basically a fear response, because people don't know what to do with themselves, don't know what to do in the world, don't know what to know, so they are scared. And then the one thing that is kind of, touted in this world is money. So they're like, okay, I understand that this is something that's going to give me some sense of power, so they pursue it. It's that saying, I'm not sure who said, maybe Ram Dass, when the love of power overcome no, when the power of love overcomes the love of power, the world will know peace. So I think power is the problem, my friend. People just trying to be powerful in whatever sense, be it financially, be it in relationships, be it in a conversation. Like, I feel like even like that is a problem as well. Like, sometimes people feel like they're being, like, what's the word I'm looking for, undermined. And then that feeling of being undermined is like an assault on their power. So they're like, then a conversation or an argument starts because of that. And it's stupid, my friend. Why? Why? Just, we should just love each other and calm down and take it a little bit slower. Actually breathe and listen to each other. Because if you really listen to each other and you try and listen to someone with the intent of getting into their minds, you're going to learn so much about yourself and so much about that person as well, actually. Do you need higher intentions for drinking water? No, friend, you don't need anything. You need do nothing. Literally, you need do nothing. I can sit here right now, not drink another sip of water, not eat another bite of food, and within a week I will perish, and I will have lived my entire life. And the only thing that's going to be lost in that life is a single moment. This single moment is what's going to be lost. No matter if I live 10,000 years, if I live 10 years, when I die, we lose a single moment. I don't know why that's making me emotional. But that's what we lose, friends. We lose a single moment. And we're sharing that single moment here, right now, with each other. And it's powerful. It is. It's what we're worth, my friend. But you need do nothing. You need do nothing. Oh, good topic. I will totally forgive someone because I understand people make mistakes, but it's very hard for me to forget when someone hurts me. Like, I think it's not necessarily that you need to forget. I feel like true forgiveness comes from a place of wholeness, because when you realize that you are whole, completely, unequivocally, fully whole, then no one can victimize you. Nothing can ever happen to you that is going to take away from your wholeness. So that is where at least I've been trying to bring forgiveness from, of being like, you know what, whatever it is you did, you can't take away anything from my soul. You can't take anything away from my lived experience. You can't take away my will, right? So yeah, I know it's difficult to forget what someone did to you, but I think we shouldn't judge based on that. We should allow ourselves to have our perceptions changed, because trust is a very interesting thing as well. Like when trust is broken, or when you lie to someone, like it's very difficult for them to ever. Is the cat going to rub himself against my tripod? Let's see. If the camera shakes, it's because the cat is doing some shenanigans. What was I getting at? Oh yeah, trust. So when you have someone's trust broken, or when someone breaks trust with you, like there's actually this riddle. What is something that takes an eternity? No, 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 no. I need to reformulate that riddle actually. Something that takes forever to build, but a second to break, and can never be gotten back again. Trust. Takes forever to build trust, takes a second to break trust, and when trust is broken, you can't really have it back, right? So yeah, I think we should trust ourselves in that case, more so than ever. So if you feel like the person had hurt you, even though you've forgiven them, you don't feel like you are going to allow them into your life, or you're going to extend yourself in that trust, then that is you respecting your field of consciousness, my friend. So trust yourself. That's basically the gist of it. Your shirt is awesome. My mom approves. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate you as well. The ancient Mayans also practiced human sacrifice, but they certainly were onto something with the water. Yeah, I didn't want to talk about human sacrifices, Dan, but sure, man. Like, since now you have to mention it. Like, that's actually what I was talking about with the whole sun worship thing. They were like, oh, sun, here, we kill our young and our people for you. And the sun is like, boom, I'm going to nuclear fuse helium and hydrogen together, like, regardless if you sacrifice people. So, I guess my cat was meowing for pets the exact same time as yours. That is some synchronicity right there, Dan. That actually trips me out a little bit. Thank you for the vibing, my friend. Love your attitude. I love you, my friend. 143? What does 143 mean to you? You could cooperate with aliens and create a new language using math. The reason I say math is it's based on universal principles. Oh, 143 means love? Why do you say that, friend? Angel diligent? I'm kind of curious. Is it like 143? I can kind of see those as the letters of I love you, right? I, one letter, love, four letters, you, three letters, but I can't really think of anything other than that why it should mean love. And I do actually agree with you as well, Dan. Like, math would be the way that we kind of, have something in common, or have common grounds to kind of communicate on. And that's literally why they put mostly mathematical formulas and, the understanding of math on that disk they put on the satellite that's flying into space forever. So if a alien civilization were to find that, they will be like, oh, these dudes know math. And they'd be like, okay, maybe we can chat with them. Let's see if that ever happens. What is your opinion on the vaccine? A vaccine, like, basically the gist of it is supposed to create the virus inside of your body so that your body has chance to build antibodies for it. And yeah, that's basically my opinion on it, my friend. Okay, whoa, dude. Thank you for the word, dude. I appreciate it, Dan. Sick tree behind you. Which one? That one? This one? This is a tree I'm very fond of. It's absolutely beautiful, actually. Mm. I'm going to minor in chicken dentistry in case that happens. Dentistry. That's hilarious. That is actually funny, man. Merman, imagine that, dude. Chicken walks in, has been evolved to the point where it's a sentient, communicating, working being, and it's just like, away, my teeth are all wrecked. I want Merman to fix them. Do you have any thoughts on reincarnation? So my thoughts on reincarnation is basically that we are eternal and infinite souls, and our eternal and infinite souls, or soul singular, has only experience, has only the experience of experience. So there is no lack of experience for the soul. So if you understand what I'm trying to say, it's basically reincarnation can be seen as another step, or reverting of that step. So if you die, your soul transcends this physical plane, this physical body, and then it just goes into a new experience, a new dimension, a new creation, if you will. So yeah, like maybe we're just waiting to be reincarnated in that next state as well. So I don't know, my friend. I don't know anything, but it's a fun thought. Do you think it's possible to be too forgiving? No, no, I do not actually, Jovan. I think there is a problem, or it is possible to betray yourself after you've forgiven someone, because forgiving someone doesn't mean that you now allow them to continue doing what it is you were forgiving them for. Like, forgiveness means basically that you're accepting this person for the thing that they did, and you're not victimizing yourself, because true forgiveness is basically the act of forgiving yourself. So by forgiving someone else and realizing that they are basically you in their own individual divine experience, they are basically doing whatever it is they did to you, in turn doing it to themselves. So by forgiving them, you are forgiving yourself. So I don't think there is such a thing as being too forgiving, but that being said, we still have to have these. I think a very appropriate word, even though I don't actually like it, is boundaries. So when someone hurts you, or when someone does something to you that is, unacceptable, you can forgive them, and then you can let them be. You can let them still have their experience. Not to wish death upon them, not to wish, them to change their ways, because at the end of the day, they are still experiencing the things that they are experiencing for a very good reason, and they are in their own journey of growth. So we should allow them to go on that journey of growth, but we shouldn't necessarily subject ourselves to being on that journey of growth with them. We can try and help them, and we can try and guide them in the right direction. But if it is something that is going to come back and hurt us again, then we shouldn't. So no, no such thing as too forgiving. But yes, don't allow the things that you're forgiving for, the things that you're forgiving, to reoccur in your field of consciousness, because then you're the one dropping the pebbles, right? Damn, this hits close to home. My dad has never had faith in me and trusted me to succeed. It's caused me to have a lack of faith and trust in him. Trust is important. Yep. Yep, 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 yep. It is very important, Dan. And I trust you. I believe that you will succeed, Dan. I believe that you will realize every single dream that you have for yourself. I believe that you will create music that is going to touch the world. I believe in you, my friend. I do. And that is what's most important, my friend. We don't need our parents to believe in us. Ooh, yeah, I'm just thinking of something else. But we don't need our parents to believe in us. We can believe in ourselves. And like I said, ooh, because my dad, for the first time in, it feels like for me, ever, which is not true, but it feels that way to me. He told me that he's proud of me. So like with the whole situation of me almost getting hit by a car, he was like watching this whole thing unfold, and he was, I think it kind of like gave him a little bit of a reality check of the possibility of, me passing away. and he genuinely reached out to me, and it's a message that I actually like starred, favorited. Like he sent me like a 1 minute and 43. I think it was like a 1 minute and 43 voice note actually, which is kind of odd now that I think about it. The whole "I love you" 143 being sent in the chat. And he just sent me this message telling me that he's proud of me, telling me that he sees the growth that I'm, you know, welcoming into my life, telling me that he's proud of me for being in the state that I am at the age that I am. And yeah, I I cried. It was very unexpected, and I do appreciate him for that so much. And I appreciate you, my friends, so much as well. You got it. I thought so. I did think so. Merman, how now I'm imagining chickens with teeth. Yeah, like me too. I'm going all the way deep into it. I'm imagining chickens in business suits, chickens checking their watches, like chickens driving cars, sitting on the bus, and just like mingling with humanity. And then chickens going to dentists. Merman, Merman, the first chicken dentist. Oh, it's a vibe. Do you believe in cosmic energy? How can you not believe in cosmic energy, my friend? It's all around us. It's all around us. Poopsie, I agree most of the time. Regardless how effed up the world is, trust can be a good source of power. Yeah, just trust yourselves, my friends. Like, what I'm doing here can sometimes be seen as, me trying to share information that I think is right, and it's because I do think the information I'm sharing is right. But I'm not trying to tell you this is the way that it's supposed to be. Like you have to that you have to that. No, no. I'm sharing my current lived experience. I'm questioning and I'm witnessing my thoughts, my words, my feelings with a place of innocence and seeing it as completely self-created. And I know every single one of you has the capacity to have that self-created experience as well. And it blows my mind that we can participate in our feelings, in our thoughts, in our expressions in this moment. And like every single one of your comments is changing me, literally, friends. Like that's why it's so so nice to have so much love coming from you, because I don't think I've seen a negative comment in like weeks. Think about it, friends. How many negative comments have we seen? It blows my mind. We have so much capacity to love and to give to each other, and I appreciate you, friends, for doing that. Thank you. Have you explored the seven levels of consciousness? Some good information. I'm gonna read that in a second. You're wise beyond your years. Thank you, my friend. I'm so happy to be sharing this experience with you. Seven levels of consciousness. 1. State of waking consciousness. 2. Deep sleep. 3. Dreaming. 4. Transcendental consciousness. 5. Cosmic consciousness. 6. God consciousness or unity consciousness. So, where's 7, friend? Because God consciousness slash it looks like a slash unity consciousness. I guess unity consciousness is the seventh one. That makes me really think. So I do actually believe all of those states of consciousness exist, and I think it is something that we can tune into as well. Like it's something that we have power over, but it's difficult. It's really difficult. Like there's this theory. So our brains are actually like going in like these waveforms as well, and the closer those waveforms get to each other, the higher the frequency of the actual waveform. And there's this theory that suggests that you can like create such a high frequency in your brain that the gaps between those amplitudes becomes shorter than a Planck length. And when that happens, you blip out of this universe, or at least your consciousness does. Do you understand what I'm saying right now? I haven't achieved that just yet, but maybe we'll revisit this topic some other day. It's trippy though, if you really think about it. Plank lengths, yeah, for sure. And Melt is right in saying that to give trust, you need to trust yourself. Yes, very much so. All right, I have to leave, but I'm back now. It's okay, Lazy B. Thank you for being here. As long as you were my friend, I believe that all things will happen uh, for us both. Even more to that point, I believe that they are happening. Yes, they are happening. So that's actually some. I'm very happy that you said that as well, Dan. So there's this practice of manifestation where instead of hoping the thing will happen and you're imagining, oh, that would be nice if this thing is happening. You should be grateful, like it already happened. So yeah, it is happening. They are happening, as you said, and I'm very grateful for it happening. We're open arms, allowing ourselves to receive. Wow, I'm seeing weird stuff. Allowing ourselves to receive this positive energy. 143, 143 to you as well, merman. Hey there, it's nice to see you again. Love your stream, so positive and encouraging. Thank you for this time you spend on here talking to us. You are awesome. You, my friend, no, you. Thank you. Thank you for sharing the space with me. Thank you for giving me a space in which I can, talk. In a space in which I can heal myself, a space in which I can grow. And thank you for being on that journey with me. Thank you for healing with me. Thank you for growing with me. Thank you for expanding with me our global consciousness, our united consciousness, our universal consciousness. I appreciate you so much, my friend. I'm trying to peg your accent. SA? Perfect, my friend. That's the one. Mm. We don't have negativity because when you give positivity and love to the world, it will return to you. Exactly, my friend. That's actually something that I completely believe in. Like like begets like. The thing that you put out in the universe is going to be the thing that you attract into your life. You have brought the positivity out in everyone, Melt. I don't think I can say that. I feel we all have the possibility, and the capacity to have positivity within inside of ourselves. It's not something that I can do anything about, but we can do something about. You understand? Sorry, 7, Unity Consciousness. Okay, I thought as much. Thank you for sharing that, my friend. Thank you for the gold, Dan. You're being so generous today, man. I think you're the only one giving awards. You can stop, man. Like, you can really stop. I do appreciate it. Oh, that's some good stuff. Thank you. It is. It is really good stuff, actually. Especially if you kind of go through them and you kind of recognize within yourself the states of consciousness that you have achieved. It's pretty trippy. Mm. Love it, man. Have a great day. I love you, my friend. I hope that you have a great day as well. I've had transcendental consciousness and only fleeting glimpses of cosmic consciousness. Same, friend. Like, I've had tastes. I don't think, like, I feel, you know what? I'm going to be talking about things that I don't understand. So, like, I'm not going to. Brother, you make me smile so big. I've been struggling lately. I cannot help but smile whenever I just see your joy, my friend. Thank you. I'm sorry that you've been struggling, my friend. Know that it's darkest before the light. Know that you are healing yourself. Know that you have the capacity to smile. Know that you are going to transcend even these hardships. And know that we are going to grow together, my friend. I hope to be doing these streams for as long as I can. Like, my initial goal is to do it this entire year. And I will. I made the commitment, and a commitment is the conscious and deliberate decision that it will be so. So I'm going to be doing it this entire year. So I look forward to seeing you this entire year. But I honestly hope, and this is my intention as well, is to be able to do these streams every single day for my entire life. I would like to do this stream on my deathbed as I breathe my last breaths. Like, wouldn't that be something? We have gone through this journey. We have grown together. We have explored together. We have experienced together. Unity consciousness, my friend. We are pursuing unity consciousness. Mm. Is that your favorite tree, buddy? This one? This one is my favorite tree, yes. But this one is the most beautiful tree to me. But like I love that tree so much because it has this like doming effect. I hope that it actually grows like really tall branches. I want it to be completely closed off actually, so that when I meditate, I'll have like a almost like a little secret garden, if you will. If you practice this, it radically changes your view on life in a positive, divine way. Anything, my friend, that you truly practice in can change your life in divine ways. Even potentially negative energies will change your life in a divine way. It might not be the divinity that you want in your life, but it can. I got 27 awards on a comment last week, so I got a bunch of free Reddit coins. So I wanted to pay it forward. Thank you, thank you, Dan. That's stonks, dude. 27 awards in a comment is a lot, dude. What did you say that was so impactful? Is the word I'm looking for. Thank you. That was such a wholesome response. Thank you, my friend. I do love you. Like honestly, really, genuinely, wholeheartedly, I love you, my friend. I absolutely love you. So know that you are loved, loving, and lovable forever. Mm. And the gold was with intention. It was for manifestation. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. I agree completely. Like actually, this is something I've wanted to talk about. So, um, when I was doing like abundance manifestation meditations, I would imagine like gold flowing into my being, and it would be like this liquid stream of gold that flows into my being and energizes and mm, what's the other word I'm looking for? It invigorates like my entire being. Damn, the sun is like blasting me, and it's so hot. Woo! I'm actually gonna wet my drip scarf. So I used to imagine gold flowing into my being, and then like the other day, I was doing the same thing, imagining manifestation of abundance, and instead of it being gold, it became space. Like I imagined space, like actual, like all of the darkness, and then all of the stars, and all of the galaxies, and all of the universes, like literally pouring into my being. And I saw these stars and these whole Milky Ways just like flowing into my being. And I was like, wait a second, like this is infinitely more, abundance than gold will ever be, because like in all of this space, there's probably like billions and billions of metric tons of gold in the very planets and the very universe that I'm absorbing as well. And it blew my mind, dude. It was like, whoa. Whoa. So yeah, we are manifesting, my friend, all of the gold coins that we need in our lives to live the lives that we knew we deserved all along. And I'm looking forward to experiencing that with you. If my finger is wet, I shouldn't use this one. uh Yee, Merman and Toasty is connecting again. Ooh, there we go. Oh, that's so nice. I'm struggling with all of the things going on in the world. They have locked us down and restricted our movement. We can't travel or even go into a shop. It's hectic, my friend. It really is hectic. And I feel it's like man, I'm actually going to move my stream just a little bit because I'm going to get wrecked by the sunlight. Da, 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 da. There we go. Maybe do this. No, I'm very particular about things being level. You know what? It doesn't matter. It doesn't actually matter. All that matters is this what we're sharing right now. So I do understand, my friend, how difficult it is to be like almost locked away from society. Like this whole virus thing has, broken our bonds with our capacity to hug each other. It creates a lot of alienation between each other as well, my friend. So don't think that I'm not struggling either. Know that we as a humanity are struggling right now, but it's through discomfort that the most growth is induced, my friend. So think about that. and be happy about that. We are going to, because of this uncomfortability, break out of our shells and become the beings that we're supposed to be. What a spliff? What do you mean a spliff? Spliff is like a half weed, half tobacco joint, right? Mm. Hope a bird shits on that mob. And it would be good luck, actually, so I wouldn't mind. There aren't any birds above me right now, so I don't think it's likely, but who knows, my friend? In the infinite possibilities of the world, I don't think it would be impossible. I love your hair. Thank you. Someone said bird poop is lucky. There we go. Yes, thank you, Jovan. I agree with you. I'm right here with you. This is not easy time for us. It's tough being cut off from people. I'm with you. I'm with you as well, my friends. But we're sharing this, right? We're allowing ourselves interaction with people. We're allowing ourselves to just be, to be happy, to be loving, to be in this moment together, and that is what's most important. I pointed out on a sub that Ben Shapiro is a silly dungus who engages in logical fallacies. That comment blew up and got lots of awards, lol. Yeah, Ben Shapiro is quite a character, huh? uh, I used to watch these Ben Shapiro and Milo Yiannopoulos and Jordan Peterson, like, wrecking people compilations. And yeah, like it's also an energy field, and they're inhibiting in that energy field, and that's also completely fine. Oh, I felt that in my heart and soul. Truly is a great feeling. Our hearts and souls. The heart is where the soul resides, my friend. So, uh, separate ways. Like, it's actually very interesting to me that that is your name as well, because what you're doing right now, uh, is being separate. You're separating yourself from us, my friend. Like, why is it you feel that you don't want to hear what it is I'm saying? Like, I've shut the fucked up a lot in my life, actually. uh I feel like that was actually my default state, and I feel sometimes it still is. I don't allow myself to say the things that I know I want to say, especially around people that I know don't want to receive the things I want to say. And fortunately, my friend, you have the capacity to just, continue scrolling. Cheers to you. I love you still. Stop being separate, my friend. Live into unity. I love you. Did you mention a specific someone's feet? What? Who's that chunky doge in the background? No chunky doges, but it's probably Yudi. He's a pretty chunky doge. He's like a Jack Russell slash corgi type of crossing. He's kind of sweet though. He's very unintrusive and unassuming. Uh, yeah, Mel, that can't be overstated how powerful this energy you're sharing is, especially in the jungle of irony, cynicism, ego, and hate that the internet can be. This is like shining oasis where we can all finally gain nourishment. Wow. Thank you, Wes. Wes, that is a beautiful message, my friend, and I appreciate you joining me in this nourishment, if you will, because I feel like without you, I would be eating alone, right? Eating alone is kind of sucky. Like, it's always fun to be part of a banquet. Everyone eating together, everyone laughing together, smiling at each other, having conversations. So to getting nourished together, my friend, and to evolving in that nourishment. Chunky Doge. Yeah, like I see him there. Yuri, come here. He's coming. Oh, he's a coming. Come here. Come here. Come here. Let me show. Come here. Come here. Come. Let's see. Come. There we go. Ojsa Wolfdars. Ojsa Wolfdarkies. Chunky Doge. That is Yuri. Uh, uh, uh. There we go. Were you born and raised in SA? Yes, I was, my friend. I was born and raised in SA. How was your day, brother? My day was good, friend. Like I basically spent most of it in Blender. I was creating, different variations of the Meltmore logo. I kind of settled on the black and yellow again, just because I feel like it has the impact that I want for it. So yeah, that's basically what I was doing. I was like busy in Blender for like hours, and then like I was trying to render something with more like a higher sample rate, and Blender crashed, and I lost like 2 hours of work, and I was like, and then I got back into it. I didn't like even for a second allow myself to get angry. I was just like, oh well, that's unfortunate, and then I started again. Mm. Thank you for the wholesome, my friend. Uh, no, I didn't. It was actually a very rational, non-troll comment. Good, Dan. Good. No, no troll comments. Like I think it's okay to troll as well. I feel with my grandma, I can be a little bit of a troll. Like she's just so like prone to getting worked up. So maybe it's just me being a bad grandson, or a good grandson. Getting those feisty feelings up in her again. But I love her so much, and I like playing games. Swipe up to learn more. What up, Melt? What up with you, Mega? Haven't seen you in forever, my friend. Where have you been? I hope you've been well. AOC's feet. Do you have a job? Not a traditional job, my friend. No, I don't actually. We are all interconnected and interdependent. Yes, literally. Not even only humans, but even the very grass that I'm sitting on right now, the very tree that is growing above me, the very birds that are chirping in the background. We are all interconnected, my friend. What a chill doge. He is ultra chill. Like he has nowhere to be. He and as I said, unassuming. He's just like, oh okay, I'm getting cold. Guess I'm gonna go closer. Oh, I'm getting pets now. Nice. Oh, the pet stopped. Okay. That's the voice that I imagine he has in his head. Was separate. I imagine the most positivity for you today, my friend. I think he's already left, unfortunately. But I would love to actually have him here to see the positivity we want to share with him. Oh my goodness, so cute. Pups are the best, aren't they? Oh yes, I love seeing the critters. I love the critters as well so much. I have another dog as well that's so old. Bingo. He was my first dog. He's like doing the weirdest things these days in his old age, but I still love him. He like always like sitting in front of my door. So when I come out, I give him some pets, and he does this thing where he like points his nails into the ground, like instead of like having his foot like flat, he does this, and it's so cute to me. Like it's almost like he's holding onto the ground, like I'm petting him. It's it's funny to me. You can't escape. I'm sending it to you. You're stuck with it, sucker. Got him. You sent him love. Well done, Toasty. And Toasty, by the way, friend, I love your little Toasty bong. It's so cute, man. It's so cute. Toasty the Toasty bong. Yeah, I'm imagining it in my head now. Always love when I catch you. I normally see you when I'm falling asleep and you are just waking up. So you're usually here for the morning streams. Like these days, or at least today, I wasn't able to stream in the mornings because our power is going off. Man, that's a lot of noise. Probably my brother. I wouldn't be surprised. So, what was I talking about? Falling asleep, waking up. Oh yeah. So our power has been going off in the mornings, so I can't stream in the mornings, like I like on my regular schedule. But it's not every single day. So I'll probably be streaming and dancing again tomorrow morning. And thank you for the love, my friend. I do appreciate it. Raise your hand if you give all the critters different voices. I have a surprise today. Oh, do you? Did you draw something else, Toasty? Like I remember someone mentioning that they want something else drawn, but I can't exactly remember what it is they wanted drawn. Hmm. I'm curious though. I always like surprises. Toasty, I'm so excited to see what you created. I drew something else, gonna finish today. You might be a fan. I'm gonna be a fan, friend. I'm a fan of anything that is creation. So, be it music, be it a doodle, be it a conversation, be it whatever, be it you waking up in the morning. That is a creation, and I love it, my friend. I'm gonna be a big fan of that. I look forward to seeing what it is you created. Mm. It seems we've not had our stream dropped today, my friends. I was doing a little bit of an experiment. I actually mentioned it on the beginning of the stream that they kind of like prompted me after removing one of my the U show streams to go and stream on the r/distance socializing. So that's what I'm streaming on today. I don't know if it's going to make any difference, if it's going to be harder for you friends to like get me here, but it's working right now. And I'm happy about that. And thank you for the wholesome, my friend. I do appreciate it. Hmm. I feel it was a good day, a good stream as well. We shared some good information. I'm like thinking right now actually about the whole Mayans using crystals to like purify or cleanse their waters. But I'm gonna go and do some more research about that actually. Smoke some gorilla glue. Is that the budget you're smoking? Or are you talking about actual gorilla glue? That makes me think of that woman that used gorilla glue on our hair. Great to have no Reddit issues. Yeah, it is. It is great to not have any Reddit issues. Like, I'm also very aware that this platform that we're using at the moment, like RPAN, is brand new technically still. Like, I think it's only now like about a year old. So it is going to have some growing pains, and I'm aware of that. I understand that, and I'm not, salty about it. I'm still so thankful to be able to have this platform, to be able to have met all of you beautiful people. Because if it wasn't for Reddit providing this that we're doing right now, we wouldn't have what we're doing right now. So I am grateful, infinitely grateful for what it is we have. I feel bad for the glue lady. Yeah, I also feel bad, dude. But it's like one of those. I feel bad for what she probably had to go through. But I'm still of the mindset of, everything is self created. And that experience is self created for her as well. She was like, oh, wait, my hairspray is done. Let me use Gorilla Glue. Like, that is a self created experience, right? Oh, I shouldn't laugh. It's horrible, but it is funny. Like you laughed as well, Toasty. I'm going to share some blame with you. Uh, a lot of growth to come. We're always going to grow. That's the thing as well, Justin. Like it's so crazy to me. I've been talking to Uncle Becky. I know how old you are as well, and I feel, oh, I have so many, you know, men you as well, Toasty, men, like actual men that are watching, and I feel like I have to be a man as well, if that makes any sense. Growing into my manhood, growing into my masculine, instead of shying away from it. So I'm thankful for you, friends. Like you are inducing creation inside of me as well. I don't understand how you could get the two mixed up. Yeah, she didn't get it mixed up, dude. She was like, it's finished. And then she was like, oh well, I guess I'm gonna use Gorilla Glue. And like Gorilla Glue is like wrecked, dude. Like it's strong. Like it's one of the strongest glues. And she's like, oh wait. Oh my. It's kind of funny. No, be you. No, my friend, I am going to be me. Don't worry, Justin. I am going to be me, but I feel like I have to be I have to be strong, if that makes any sense. Does that make sense? Like I'm actively thinking about myself as a father as well, and my capacity to love and my capacity to give. So by seeing friends that have kids that have this capacity to love, that have you know so much lived experience behind them as well, it kind of It intimidates me sometimes because I'm 22 years old, dude. What? I feel like I'm a little boy, dude, sometimes. I'm just like a little kid running around on this planet, not knowing what I'm supposed to be doing, and I'm so happy that for the first time ever, literally for the first time ever, I feel like I am doing what I'm supposed to be doing. Go men. Hey, yes, you as well, Dan. Like you're a little bit closer to my age. Like you're 28, right? Do I have that right, Dan? I think you're 28. So not quite as far, but it's crazy, man. Deep down, I'm still a 15-year-old. Deep down, me too. Me too, Justin. I'm going to end the stream here, my friends. Thank you so much for joining me for as long as you did. I always appreciate your presence so much, and I hope to see you again tomorrow, my friends. I think to leave a message for today is maybe respect your water. Hmm? Maybe? Like, maybe just try this. Like, before you drink your water, just tell your water I love you. And then you see how it happens. 26. Okay, yeah, then you're even closer, my friend. You're even closer, Dan. I love you so much, my friends. I hope to see you again tomorrow.